There aren't many shotguns in Resident Evil 5. However, what they lack in quantity, they make up for in quality. From the slow standard pump action shotguns to the insane triple barrel fast shooting sawed-off, this video will showcase each of them and all their glory and shortcomings. I will highlight the stats for the weapons and show how they can be used against the regular Magini and also the mini bosses of the game. I highly recommend fully upgrading any weapon you intend on using for the higher difficulties, as your items and money will always carry over to new games. That being said, all gameplay is on professional with fully upgraded shotguns. Starting with the first shotgun in the game, the Ithaca M37. This weapon is modeled after the real-life Ithaca 37. This weapon is available to purchase starting Chapter 1-2 and will cost you 2,000 gold. You can also get the Ithaca for free in Chapter 1-2. You must assist Sheva in acquiring the old building key on a boosted ledge. Just a little bit ahead, and after the cutscene of the woman being taken, turn to the left for the old building. Use the key, and the shotgun is mounted on the wall. As with the other starting weapons of their class, fully upgrading the Ithaca unlocks a special weapon. In this case, you'll unlock the Hydra. More on that later. Upgrading this weapon will cost you a total of 70,000 gold. The stats are as follows: firepower of 400, reloading speed of 2.4 seconds, capacity of 25 shells, and a critical ratio of 1. The second shotgun in the game is the M3. This weapon is modeled after the real-life Benelli M3 Super 90. This weapon is available to purchase starting 4-1 and will cost you 4,000 gold. You can also get the M3 for free in Chapter 3-3. During the boat ride with Josh and Sheva, you will have to manually release some gates blocking your path. On the second gate, you will find the M3. Once you get off the boat, turn around and run along the dock all the way to the back by a small shack. The shotgun will be in a case on the table. The M3 is sorta like the riot gun from Resident Evil 4, a good upgrade from the starting shotgun, but may not be the best tool for every situation. Fully upgrading the M3 will cost you 73,000 gold, and the stats are as follows: firepower of 900, reloading speed of 2.7 seconds, and a capacity of 10 shells. The third shotgun in the game is the Jailbreaker. This weapon is modeled after the real-life Street Sweeper, which is an American variant of the Arm Cell Striker. This weapon is available to purchase after Chapter 6-1 for 4,000 gold. Like its predecessors, this weapon can also be found for free. In Chapter 6-1, at the end of the ship deck, you will descend a long flight of stairs. At the bottom, take a left, and the Jailbreaker is sitting in a case for you to take.
It goes a bit beyond just pissing him off.
So, are you going to tell me what happened?
But not until after we put an end to all this.
The Jailbreaker is similar to Resident Evil 4 Striker, as in a wider spread and faster firing rate. This weapon is choice for taking out large groups of enemies, and up close it deals a devastating amount of damage. Fully upgrading this shotgun will cost you 85,000 gold, and the stats are as follows: firepower of 350, reloading speed of 1.82 seconds, and a capacity of 15 shells, and an increase in attack range, which also increases pellets fired. Finally, the fourth and final shotgun of the game is the Hydra. This weapon is only available to purchase after fully upgrading the Ithaca and will cost you 30,000 gold. I have previously made a standalone video for the Hydra, which will be linked below, so I will not fully discuss it in this video. However, here is a brief overview. Once this weapon is fully upgraded, it becomes the most powerful shotgun in the game. It costs 95,000 gold to fully upgrade, totaling the cost to 125,000, making it very expensive. The stats are as follows: firepower of 550, reloading speed of 3.3 seconds, and a capacity of 10 shells, and 2 points to the attack range, which also increases pellets per shot. Now that we have the basic information of the main shotguns out of the way, I will go over how they each stack up against the game's sub-bosses in order of appearance. Starting with the Executioner. With the Ithaca, it takes a while to finally put them down. You'll have to navigate through the horde and avoid getting swiped, all while pumping out consistent damage into him. You also have to make sure to consistently hit his critical points to stun him, or it can end poorly for you. After about a minute of this dance, he will finally go down. For the M3, the superior firepower makes this matchup much easier. You really don't have to worry about missing the stun lock on him, and after about 2 stuns and shots in between, he will go down. The Jailbreaker has insane firepower up close, so stun him, get a few shots in, and get your distance. After doing this twice, he'll hardly have any health left, so you can poke him from distance. Next for the Chainsaw Majini. You can expect with the Ithaca for this battle to be drawn out a bit. It isn't too tough, however, because if you time your shots out right, you can keep stunning him long enough until he's down for the first phase. When he gets back up, keep your distance so you don't get one-shotted, and poke at him until he's down for good. The same rules apply with the M3, however, it takes quite a bit less time due to the superior firepower. Stun, run around to the back, and unload until he's out. With the Jailbreaker, staying close and keeping the pellet spread directly on him will wipe him out in seconds. I didn't even move for this fight, just held the ground and held the trigger. Onto the Giant Majini. The Giant has quite a bit of health and is very fast. The key with the Ithaca, and really all three, is aim for the knees and keep him in a perpetual stun lock. It will take several shots, but it is reliable and safe. Keep an eye out for flanking enemies. It's more of the same with the M3. However, it takes significantly less time to end him. Stun lock the knees, rinse and repeat. I find that it's a bit more comfortable with the Jailbreaker because of its rate of fire. The Giant will not be able to close the gap, and you can round out flanking enemies quickly. Next up are lickers. One-on-one, the Ithaca is fine. It will take down a licker or two. However, the problem lies with its rate of fire. You'll get grabbed by the lickers in between shots because you won't be able to stun them before they can stun you. Anything more than 2 lickers, find you another weapon. The M3 holds up a bit better. Before the licker can lash out at you, the firepower of the shotgun will blow it away. Keep the stuns on them and you shouldn't have any issues against individuals or small groups. For the Jailbreaker, it has the potential to be the best of the 3, but you have to be on it with your shots. You shouldn't have any issues with 1 or 2. It might be able to hold up against a large group, but maybe not for very long. Now we have the Reapers. The Ithaca is unideal for the Reapers due to the low rate of fire and damage, however, it still works. You'll have to be close enough to hit the weak points dead on, and far enough not to be grabbed in its instant kill attack. Dance around them, and hit your shots just right, and you can get out without a scratch. The M3 unsurprisingly did much better. You don't really have to move around them if you hit your shots just right. They'll go down just after a few hits. The Jailbreaker is the best of the three against the Reapers. If you're feeling brave, you can kill one in 2 shots, but you have to get it right up on you first. Finally, the Gatling Gun Magini. This fight was a dozen times worse than it was with the pistols. I no joke died to him 12 times with the Ithaca. I found the best way is to stun him a few times, land your shots on his face to knock off the sunglasses. Once they're off, pull out the flashbangs and just stun him before he gets his gun spinning. You can get a few shots off in between stuns. This will take a long time, but it's the best you can do with this shotgun. The M3 does a bit better since you can more reliably stun him with the gun itself and not have to rely on flashbangs. This is still a long fight, but focus mainly on getting him stunned over and over again, or else you run the risk of getting clipped by his minigun and taking severe damage. The Jailbreaker works the best of the three. I didn't have much of a hard time stun locking him repeatedly until his death. That concludes my showcase for every shotgun in Resident Evil 5, and now on to my final thoughts. The main 3 shotguns serve a very similar purpose to the 3 shotguns in Resident Evil 4. You start off with the weakest, but it still works fine in most situations, move on to a much better upgrade with superior damage, and then you get the Street Sweeper later in the game. There really is no right or wrong shotgun to use in this game, and it comes down to preference on what you like best. That being said, I don't really use any of these guns outside of Mercenaries game mode. The only shotgun I use in the main game is the Hydra. Once you have it unlocked and fully upgraded, it makes most weapons in the game look like toys. We didn't talk much about the Hydra in this video, but check the links below for its standalone showcase. That wraps up the weapons showcase for the shotguns of Resident Evil 5. If you liked the video, please subscribe as I will continue to make weapon showcases like this for the game, eventually covering all the weapons. Check the description for links to everything involving Resident Evil 5 and my weapon showcases for Resident Evil 4. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.